I'm Blaire Hamilton, Matt's wife, and we fly a cassette called the Atomic Pumpkin in Formula One class.
The plane was named by the previous owner, and he had the intent to race it in Reno, but he passed away from cancer, so we decided to keep the name and race it to honor his wife. I've always been interested in airplanes since I was young. That's kind of my passion.
My dad was a pilot, so when I was growing up, I got lots of rides in various small planes. So I kind of just had an interest since then. And when I finished high school, I went and got my private and commercial license. So I then went on to university after that and did something else as a career, but it's kind of just always been a hobby. And then of course, I ended up marrying Matthew, who's really passionate about flying. So it's always just kind of in my life.
So how did you guys get specifically into air racing?
It was, our second or third year crop dusting, and Blaire decided that she was going to go down there with her brother. We were dating at the time, not married. So we all loaded up and flew down after the spray season and went to our first air race. And I thought it was pretty cool. And a couple years later, we returned back to the air races as spectators. We did that a few times. And finally, 2018, a group of the Formula One racers convinced us to start a team and join in. So we kind of took it from there.
And then this plane, the Atomic Pumpkin, came up for sale soon after that. And we kind of just quickly bought it because we didn't want to lose the opportunity. And so we kind of just quickly jumped on it and then looked at each other and said, I guess we're going to go racing now. Was kind of just how that next few months played out. So yeah, it was really good. And then we returned as competitors this year.
We had an unregistered airplane, so we had to get a U.S. pilot's license, and then just preparing the plane for the races. So yeah, there was probably a decent hurdle every 3 to 4 weeks for starting June till the races. It was a fairly hectic summer.
All right, could you guys describe a moment where you guys fell in love with flying?
Probably for me, just as a kid, flying with my dad. My dad was the crop duster, and he would put me in his plane and sit me on the smoker next to him.
I've always been fascinated with airplanes since I can remember. And I always wanted to build a plane when I was younger, but my mom wouldn't let me. So once I got older and got my pilot's license, I kind of got into experimental aviation and kind of just embraced it and been building planes and refurbishing planes and flying experimental planes for the last 15 years. Yeah, I think probably the most common theme would be when somebody finally decides to get their pilot's license, they wish they would have went after it when they were a lot younger, when they were first interested. We set a goal of each getting 25 hours minimum in the plane before we raced. So between the two of us sharing a plane, trying to fly 50 hours in the summer was a bit hectic. My mind is already on the racetrack before we even pull the plane out onto the runway. So you want to really just have that forward thinking and mental preparation.
Yeah, this year we have the opportunity. I still feel like we're rookies, because we only did it the one time, but really we learned a lot that one time. So you kind of walk in knowing what to expect, and all of the rookie mistakes that we made last year, hopefully, we've learned from all of those and can move a little bit forward from that stage.
I think it's important to establish a community in aviation, just so you have somebody kind of mentoring you or helping you along the way.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said for that. People become an expert in whatever they spend their spare time doing, So if you want to start flying, learn about it, meet a few people that do it, try to get involved in your local flying community if you can. As far as rookies, if you're talking about racing rookies, spend time in your plane, get flying, know your emergency procedures, and just be accustomed to your plane so that just so that flying it is second nature. Getting a plane, getting prepared, and getting down to the races, I would say, was a huge milestone. And then, just competing successfully, even though I got DQ'd, I would still call it successful. Because we just wanted to get there and not have technical difficulties and be safe and get some experience. So we succeeded with all of that. So that was awesome.
Yeah, and I guess I'd add too that when we went to the air races in 2018, while in previous years as spectators, we didn't think that we would be able to participate. So actually getting up to that level of flying skill and participating in 2019 air races was kind of a dream come true, or something that we didn't realize that we could achieve.